Waste to Water Sports crew, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Welcome back for another game of NRL action. Big weekend this weekend, by the way, because we've got, let me just adjust my microphone stand here. Big weekend this weekend because we've also got the start of the Rugby Championship. So for the rugby union supporters out there, like myself, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Another big rugby union competition ready to commence. So I'm excited for it. But anyway, before all that, we've got a few more games of league to get through. Starting here with the Cronulla Sharks in really, it's almost must-win territory here for the Sharks because they have not performed up to standard so far this season. If they can't get the job done against the cellar-dwelling Titans, well then, I just give them no hope whatsoever. John Michael, ahoy mate. Judah Shivian, ahoy. Gamer Mel, ahoy. Gamer Mel, Michelle's still complaining about that Harry Grant incident from the other night. I've never in my life known anybody so blinded by hate before. John Michael, Argentina versus the All Blacks, but before that one, Springboks versus the Wallabies. So welcome along to the Waste to Water Sports, wherever you might be joining us from. And that's location-wise or social media-wise. Back on Twitch, back on TikTok, for this game. I figured we would give it a shot. TikTok is a lot easier when it's just me. So I thought I'd give it a rebirth over there. K Lane William, ahoy. How are you there, K Lane? Oh, what have I done here accidentally? Okay, can't be doing that. The teams are out on the field, both the men's and women's team out on the field. 4-leg multi for this one. As I said, I think this is pretty much a must-win for the Sharks. They've got to get the job done here against the cellar-dwelling Titans, so I've loaded up on them. Mulatalo, Brimson, Wilton, and Hiroti. Now, the reason that I've thrown Brimson in there is because I have a theory. I've always had this long-standing theory that opposition fullbacks love a try against our Sharkies. So let's go with an opposition fullback for our same game multi. DJ Shaq, ahoy mate. You're hitting the clubs tonight with your mates. Oh, very nice. The karaoke clubs. Let's go the Sharks in this one, Kaylane. Let's go for the Sharks. Their backs are against the wall. They're starting to cop criticism, and rightfully so. I think they need to put in a big performance. I think Sharks 13+. No offense to the Gold Coast Titans. I mean, if the right Titans team shows up, they could put a score on themselves. But I just think with the Sharks, they've sort of performed under expectation. The critics are out in full force, rightfully so. I mean, they've got to deliver a performance here against the Titans. They have to. So I'm backing them in. Let's get it done. Sharks 13+. Cooper Jonas, ahoy there, mate. Sharks on top. Tyler Powell, ahoy, Tyler. Go for the Sharks. Look, the Sharks is my team, but I guarantee you I shall call the game right down the middle, as I always do. Liam, ahoy, mate. How are you going over there? Must win and could slip out of the 8 if they lose and the Dolphins win. Not that I think that would happen. Absolutely, DJ Shaq. The Sharks are susceptible here. The critics are out. The knives are out. Nico Hines is under the spotlight once again. They simply have to put in a big performance. I mean, honestly, if they don't put on a big performance here today and get a comfortable win, we put the line straight through them. I think that's completely fair. The line goes through them, and they maybe even don't make it into the top 8. They absolutely have to stand up here and deliver. Oh, it's all right, Gamer Mel. It was nothing important. Nothing that is really necessary to repeat. Trust me, nothing important at all. As the referee blows the whistle, and we are off and running in this one. Sharks versus the Titans. Sharks at home should get the job done, but let's wait and see. Stranger things have indeed happened. It is the Titans with first use of the footy. And Tino, big Tino, he's in for a big game. Lots of rumours swirling around for Fa'asuamaleaui and where he's going to end up potentially in seasons to come. Is he going to get picked up by the Perth Bears? Could he be the first marquee signing? Lots of talk about that. Tackle 5 now for the Titans, 40 out from their own line. And a solid defensive set to open up for the Sharkies. Back it goes to Jaden Campbell. Gets a lot of height on this, but not a lot of distance. Kennedy comes forward and takes it just outside the 20. The Titans chase well, and the Sharks will start the set in decent field position here. 30 out from their own line. Here's Mulatalo backing into the defense. They hold him up and drive him backwards. Quick play, the ball scooped up by Brayley. Short side they go. Katoa puts the fend on. Big don't argue as he goes up over halfway. Angling back into midfield. Dione Katoa, that was a good run. Halfway through the set here, the Sharks. McInnes, inside ball. And a nice, strong carry there from the sofa. Was it? No, that was Fanua Blake. Out the back it goes now for Trindle. Trindle penetrates the line. Oh, and he's hit hard from behind there by Fa'asuamaleaui, fifth and last. He wasn't held, so that was fair game. Short side. Hines is going to run it. Cut out pass to Talakai. And the Sharks have this phobia of kicking on the last tackle. Their end of sets have honestly been atrocious. And there's another example of just an absolute nothing end to the set. An attacking run down the short side. No grubber kick at the end of it. Just simply going into contact and taking the tackle. It's almost like they're obviously scared of giving away a 7-tackle set. You don't want to put the kick in, overcook it, give the opposition 7 tackles. But, geez, you've got to do something, right? You've got to offer up something. You can't just meekly go down on the last tackle. As the Titans go on an early spread, Sami up to halfway. Fifth and last now for the Titans. Campbell with a good kick. Kennedy backs up, plants himself inside the 10. Takes it back outside, short of the 20. Nichols, ahoy, mate. Furious 121, ahoy there. Welcome along. Venom Live, ahoy, mates. Ricky says Sami for the first 3. Oh, well, we'll see. Offload here for Hines. Second phase play. The Sharks go up over the halfway line. Billy Burns takes the tackle. Hines will chip on tackle 4. Nobody at the back here for the Titans. Hines leading the chase. It sets up for him. And Nico Hines with a great solo effort. Well, he won't kick on tackle 5 for whatever reason, but he can sure kick on tackle 4. There was nobody at home for the Titans. Nico gets the bounce. Hiroti was also there. I was kind of rooting for him. And AJ Brimson caught up in the defensive line. Nowhere to be found. And that was a simple try for the Sharks. Nico Hines spotted the space in behind. Perfect kick, perfect bounce. Over he goes, and the Sharks are up 4-0. What a start. Chris Bradley, ahoy, mate. So, yes, big weekend of action here on the Waste of World of Sports. The Rugby Championship starts. The Springboks from South Africa, of course, taking on the Wallabies. The Wallabies off the back of a series loss to the British and Irish Lions, but they did win the final test, so perhaps they can take some momentum in as they take on the world champions and the number one team in the world at the moment, South Africa. And we'll be covering all that action here later tonight on the Wasted World of Sports. Nicho Hynes to convert his own try. He's about 12 in from the sideline. Takes it back 20 out, hooks it through the middle. Just a perfect bend on that. And through the post it goes for 6 points to 0. Good start here for the Sharkies. Can they keep it up? Nicho Hynes, eh? No kicks on play 5, but very happy to put the early kick in on tackle 4. Titans get us back underway. By the way, I do hope that everybody was... it was only a moderate earthquake, but I do hope that everybody was safe from the earthquake. I mean, it was only moderate, but I mean, any earthquake activity here in Queensland is massive. For our standards, anything is massive. Yeah, very unusual to have an earthquake here in Queensland. As the Sharks now, the double pump from Brayley onto Kennedy, who's rocked back in the tackle by Fa'asuamaleaui. Big defense. And it'll be interesting to see here, how do the Titans respond? We see them sort of collapse in and out of games. As Hynes now runs outside the 40, puts the kick in. And Brimson plants himself under it, takes it on one knee. And he'll bring it back just short of the 30-meter line. Titans. Can they respond? Yes, 5.2 magnitude earthquake north of Brisbane. Crazy stuff. Try scored east by Nicho Hynes. Scored and converted. Hynes 6. Titans 0. Fifth and last here for the Titans. 40 out. Foreign dabs it in over the top. And Sione Katoa takes it. Spins away from the kick chase. Bursts through another tackle. And Katoa will play it on his own 20. Sharks go down the short side. And again, bumping away from the first tackle. The Titans really need to start making their tackles stick. They're getting bumped off way too easily at the moment. As Kennedy brings it up outside the 40. Quick play the ball again. Brayley goes on a scurry across field. Talakai straightens and up over halfway. Down the short side. Wilton. 40 out from the Titans line. They go again here, the Sharks. Fifth and last. Trindle with the kick. Puts it high. It's a little too deep. Still pressure on at the back for the Titans. DJ Shack says, Dan, you've probably watched the Sharks more than we have. Do you think that they've been coached to run heavily on the last tackle? Honestly, DJ Shack, and I don't want to just blindly join the let's stacks on Nicho Hynes bashing bandwagon, right? I don't think Hynes has lived up to expectations, and I don't think Hynes is a controlling halfback, a game-controlling halfback in the style of Nathan Cleary always seems to make the right decisions at the right times. As the Sharks now counter-attack off the kick. We'll come back to that conversation. Katoa plays it on halfway. Another strong kick return from Sione Katoa, who's another player who's probably had the rocket put up him in recent weeks. Yeah, I think, honestly, with Hynes as the game-controlling number 7, I think it's just simply a case of the wrong options being taken. As Mulatalo drops the ball cold. And the Titans are off the hook here as the Sharks were starting to build nicely. He knows it too, Ronaldo. Got one step ahead of himself. Thought about what he was going to do. and then forgot to actually catch the ball. Rectub, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Very, very much appreciated. Set restart here for the Titans. And off the back of Mulatalo's mistake, a golden opportunity here. Foran heads across field. Links up with Campbell. Campbell, big step off the right boot. Titans 20 meters out. Who's replaced the suspended Nikora on that right edge? Billy Burns has come in. As inside ball here for Fa'asuamaleaui. Scooped up and down the short side they go. Crash ball for Paston. Just short of the line here, the Titans. Fifth and last, half a metre out. Foran from the 10-metre line. Kicks high for Mulatalo, who wins the battle in the air under no pressure at the back. And the Sharks diffuse the situation nicely. So, yeah, the Sharks have Billy Burns has come in, and he's playing in the number 11 role. Teague Wilton there in his usual spot in 12 as the Sharks cough the ball up early in the tackle count. Hines with the presence of mind to dive on it so they don't surrender the zero tackle. Mulatalo it was again, forcing the offload. It was down at the ankles of Brayley. And this is what the Sharks have been doing. They get themselves into a lead. They're looking comfortable. And then the mistakes, the rot just sets in. Scrum down, 10 out from the line. Titans, they go right for Campbell, who drops it off to Brimson. 20 meters out, they're in the Sharks' red zone. Randall, strong carry inside the 10. Pressure building nicely. Fa'asuamaleaui out to Foran. Brimson with the huge cutout pass to Phil Sami. Ducks under one tackle. Sami reaches out, but the Sharks get bodies under the ball, and Sami's held up over the line. Great goal line defense. Now that's what you like to see as a Shark supporter. Desperation on the goal line. Tackle 4 now. The Titans still on the attack. 12 minutes gone. Verrills out to Foran. Campbell with the short ball. Well read again by the Sharks defense. Trindle and Talakai. Fifth and last. Campbell grubbers in behind the line looking for the post. And it will travel dead for a 7-tackle set. Nico Hines is having a good game so far. I hope I haven't just put the mockers on him. He races out to the 20 and taps and goes, does Nico. Penalty to the Sharks on 0 tackle. Great heads-up play there by Hines. He shadowed the ball over the dead ball line, got the 7-tackle set, races out to the 20 to take the tap, and now gets the penalty, holding down against the Titans as he looked to play it quickly. Let's have a look. Who did make that tackle? It was Hiroti, who got himself under there on Phil Sami with the help of Sione Katoa over the top. Beautiful goal line defense there. Hiroti, of course, in my try scorer multi, he was there or thereabouts for that first try. The ball set up for Nico Hines, though. It could easily have taken a little veer to the right, and we would have been on. As Fanua Blake with a late step and a good charge up into contact. Brayley goes again from dummy half. Hines throws the intercept ball, and the Titans are away. The big man's got Kennedy tracking him down. He offloads to the pace of Jalen de Groot. Well, I wondered if I'd put the mockers on him. I apologize, Nico. I feel like I have. I talked up what a good game he was having, and then he throws an intercept pass hits the chest perfectly of Tony Francis. Francis realised he didn't have the pace, but De Groot certainly did. The Sharks were on the attack, front foot ball, 20 out, and the no-look pass, a late one from Nico. Well read by Francis. Jalen De Groot, wouldn't you know, I nearly put him in the multi. Oh, man. If I had $1 for every time I nearly put somebody in the multi and didn't, boy, I'd have some money. Kiddo, ahoy there. 6 points to 4, kick to come from right in front as the try is confirmed. We're about to be all locked up here, 6 apiece. Nico Hines and now Jalen De Groot, the try scorers. Waste to World of Sports, plenty of action coming up here on the channel. The Rugby Championship kicks off tomorrow morning. 2 games. Springboks taking on the Wallabies and Argentina taking on the All Blacks. So plenty of action to come here on the channel. 6 apiece. Titans. A very important hit back there because it was very much against the run of play. It has been all Sharks up until this point. And I've got to seriously consider not saying anything nice about any player ever again, because it's a pretty sure sign that they're about to do something stupid. Emmanuel Vincent, ahoy mate. A lot of people predicted the Wars would lose to the Dragons and the Panthers would win against the Storm and Dogs to beat the Roosters. You chose the other way, and you're 3 from 3. Awesome stuff, mate. It is the nature of the beast, isn't it? When we're down into this part of the season, a lot of games are 50-50 and could easily go one way or the other. I mean, look at the game coming up next. Broncos, Dolphins. I've gone for the Broncos, personally. But you wouldn't be shocked at all if the Dolphins won, right? True 50-50 contest. The Titans, they've got some steam behind them now. Some wind in their sails, so to speak. Nice inside ball by Foran. Opens them up again. Brimson in space. Draws in Kennedy. And he unleashes Beau Fermor. The Titans have gone back-to-back. Well, I said they were full of running. The wind was in their sails. And they have just split the Sharks up in midfield. Starting this play on their own 40-meter line. Brimson goes straight through a gap, draws in Kennedy at the back. The Titans, just like that, they're about to lead by a converted try, you would think. Some poor defense in midfield. I was talking about it at the top of the stream. The Titans, they sort of drift in and out of games. We are definitely at the point of the contest where the Titans drift into the game. How long can they keep it up? Jaden Campbell lines up this conversion attempt. Pushes it horribly out to the right. There was a trainer pretty close behind him. I wonder if he'll blame him for that one. 10 points to 6 it remains. The Sharks just failing to slide across. Judah Shivian says, if the Sharks do lose this game, maybe they really should fire the head coach. My concern for the Sharks with Fitzy as the coach is he's afraid well, maybe not afraid. He's too nice a bloke. The problem the Sharks have had that since Flano, Shane Flanagan, of course, I'm talking about, who took the Sharks to a premiership in 2016, since him, they've had nice guy coaches as the Titans have come up with a mistake here from the kickoff. Dropped ball from the kickoff, and there we go. The Titans, they're in and out of games. They score back-to-back tries. This has the potential to be a very high-scoring, very scrappy game. Both teams are capable of just drifting in and out at key moments. Trindle feeds the scrum. Here's Hines now. Steps off the right boot. And there is no thought of a pass this time. Cat Lego, ahoy there. Brayley over into midfield. McInnes drops it off inside for Big Toby Rudolph. Rudolph tackled right on that left post, just a couple of meters out. Trindle, inside ball here for Burns. Billy Burns straightens. Half a meter out now, the Sharks. That's the Briton Nikora roll. Billy Burns filling in. Vanua Blake. Half a meter out. McInnes at first receiver again as they shift left. Wilton held up in a three-man tackle. Now he's brought to ground. Fifth and last. Trindle breaks down the short side. The double pump there for the sofa. Talakai held up half a meter out. And again, fifth and last, no kick. Running down the short side, Talakai takes the tackle. It's all very predictable. No variation. No end of set kick. Late offload here, 10 meters out from their own line. The Titans trying to catch the Sharks napping again. They've got to be cautious around that ruck area now. Another late offload. Now they shift it to the left. Foran sends it along the line. Fermor puts the bumpers up. Tackle 3. On their own 30, the Titans. Sami takes it up to the 40. Back into midfield. Brimson at first receiver. A late offload now for Fa'asuamaleaui. Was it touched by the Sharks? Yes, it was. 6 more. And another offload. They're playing some fancy stuff here, the Titans. Tackle 1 just inside Sharks territory. 10 points to 6. Another late offload, but this one's gone forward. Was it off the Sharks first? The Titans are appealing for a strip. Oh no, he's just dropped it. The Titans have dropped this one early in the tackle count again. "19 minutes to go in the opening half. 10 points to 6. And McInnes leaves the field. Up the tunnel he goes. I wonder if that's HIA. And a penalty now to the Titans at scrum time. Boy, the Sharks might currently be sitting in the top 8. But holy hell, they're playing like a cellar-dweller team at certain phases. Teague Wilton comes up with the one-on-one steal. Oh, this is a scrappy game. Great skills by Teague Wilton, but poor ball control and security there from Fa'asuamaleaui. Now a loose pass in behind Kennedy, and the Titans nearly get it back. What a scrappy old game this is. Honestly, this is just atrocious from both sides. Who will get their act together the quickest? There's a big, strong carry there from Toby. Rudolph still going. He's crawling along the turf. Scooped up by Brayley. Kennedy charging onto it from the back. Fifth and last now. Again, down the short side. Trindle puts the ball high. Contestable kick on the fifth and last. It lands perfectly. Batted back. And it sets up nicely. The Sharks have scored. Jesse Colquhoun, I believe, has come up with the ball. He's been on the field for about 30 seconds. And he scores a try. Isn't it amazing what can happen when you kick on the last tackle? Down the short side, they don't run it this time. Trindle puts the kick up. It swirls around in the breeze. Mulatalo bats it back, and Jesse Colquhoun literally only just on the field for Cam McInnes. You might remember I mentioned McInnes walking up the tunnel about 10 seconds earlier. And with his first touch of the ball, he's come up with the try that levels the score. DJ Shack says they should market these kinds of contests as cringe compilations. Hey, that gives me an idea, DJ Shack. As Nico Hines from right beside the posts. Over it goes, and the Sharks lead 12 points to 10. Yeah, that gives me an idea, mate. I should do that. .16.5 minutes remaining in this opening half. Both teams very, very guilty of just lapses at crucial times. Titans get us back underway. Kennedy takes the kickoff, and Kennedy winds up. Targets Kieran Foran. Now Katoa heads back into midfield. Judah Shivian, you don't know why, but you hate it when bad teams beat good ones. Oh, yes, because you lose money. Well, we would all hate that. We would absolutely all hate that. Up over halfway now, Brayley. Late pass to Trindle. Trindle onto Wilton. And the Sharks find themselves now 40 metres out from the Titans line here, fifth and last. To Trindle to put it up again. Contestable ball. Pressure on the Titans at the back. Mulatalo times it to perfection, the kick chase. And Brimson taken down 10 metres out. John Michael, you love this stream. And we love you, John Michael. You're our favourite serial killer. Tyler Powell, Rabbitohs to win tonight. Should be a good game, that one. No Latrell Mitchell, of course, for the Rabbitohs. He'd only just come back. Oh, big hit there from Sione Katoa, I think it was, charging in from the wing. Although that was probably Mulatalo over there on the left. Fifth and last for the Titans. 30 out from their own line. Big kick needed here from Campbell. And he delivers. It was a good kick. Kennedy runs it back outside the 20. Shows it to Katoa and goes himself. Jonathan Manson says, so this is the Titans, sometimes the team that took the Panthers to extra time shows up, and most weeks the team that lost to the Rabbitohs shows up. Very, very hot and cold. And I mean, even that game against the Panthers, they were abysmal for the opening 40 minutes, weren't they? Definitely drift. Both of these teams guilty of drifting in and out of games, as we've been discussing. Hiroti steps into open space. One to beat. Nico Hines gets a double. Hiroti with the fancy footwork puts the big right foot step on, draws in AJ Brimson at the back, and sends Hines over for his second try. Defense is optional out there in midfield today. Both teams. From 40 metres out, the Sharks, they shift right, and that's a really poor attempt to tackle Beau Fermor, I think it is. And just a simple numbers game from there on. Shadow, ahoy, mate. Welcome back into the squad. Mawene Hiroti. Jaden Lemming. You need Hiroti and Ronaldo. I feel your pain. And of course, this is going to be a day when Nico scores like 3 or 4 tries, isn't it? The day I don't have him anywhere near my same game multi is the day he decides to have a good one. Tyler Powell, you got the Sharks to win and Mulatalo to score anytime. As Hines lines up the conversion, simple kick. 2 tries already today, Nico. 2 from 2 with the boot. Should be a simple conversion. Let's see if I put the mockers on him. He puts it over. And the Sharks, well, after going completely off the boil, after leading 6-0 early, going completely off the boil, the Titans take the lead. And then the Titans fall off a cliff. And the Sharks score 2 quick tries. Cat Lego says it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game. Yes, indeed. High-scoring game. Defense optional. I'm very, very concerned about both teams. Their left edge, or their left middle, sorry. Through the centers. Hazelton's on. Dizzy the Egg Hazelton. 12 and a half left in this opening 40. Sharks up 18 points to 10. Looking a little bit more comfortable now with that 8-point lead. Padua Blake. Big, strong carry. Looks to get up and play it quickly and gets the penalty. Well milked. Oh, it was Talakai too, by the way. Oh, I keep getting those two confused from front on. Darcy Leno, ahoy mate. A penalty here to the Sharks for holding down. Trindle finds touch just short of halfway. As Fotuaika comes off for the Titans, Campbell Gillard goes out. Eleven and a half left in this opening 40. Sharks up 18-10. Back on the attack. 40 out from the Titans line. Henry, ahoy mate. Here's Hines. To Whenua Blake. Definitely Whenua Blake this time and not Talakai. 30 meters out from the line. Hazelton use it as a decoy. They go out left for Colquhoun. Inside the red zone here on play 4. Short side. Trindle to Wilton. Titans appeal for a forward pass. Wilton driven back. 5th and last. Trindle runs. Late pass to Colquhoun. And they're tackled half a meter out. Running on the last again, the Sharks. The Titans will have to run from their own 10-meter line. Ten and a half minutes left to play. JC Spoke, ahoy mate. Oh, penalty to the Titans. Boy, did they need that. Boy, did they need that. Holding down and a nice little piggyback upfield for them. Campbell, not a lot of distance on the touch finder, but it does take them up to the 30-meter line to start the set. Big defense, though, from the Sharks. Driving the Titans back. Inside the final 10 minutes here of the opening half. They'll be pretty keen, I should imagine, to not leak any more points. Up to halfway now, the Titans. Halfway through this set as well. Players are tangled up. Boren goes out the back for Brimson. Dummies, but nobody falls for it, and he's wrapped up 40 yard from the line. Titans quickly down this left edge. Foran steps back in field. 20 meters out from the line. Foran will play it. Campbell with the crossfield kick. Mulatalo under no pressure at the back. Races away now. Mulatalo brings it into midfield. And just short of his own 20-meter line here. Kennedy now with some front foot ball. Dummies. Brings it up to the 30. So the Titans kicking game deserting them this week. John Michael wants to know if Stacey Jones is still involved in rugby league. I'm fairly certain he is. I mean, if nothing else, I've seen him do quite a few radio appearances or podcast appearances. But he was coaching at one point. I don't know if he still is or not. I guess we'll find out in the Pacific Championships. High ball, batted back by Mulatalo. Kennedy pops it up for Trindall. And Briton Trindall will go over. The Sharks score again from a kick. Briton Trindall, somebody needed him. The Sharks are over again. And again, from a kick. I don't know why they're running it on the last. Mulatalo gets up, puts pressure on Brimson. It ends up in the hands of the Sharks. Kennedy gets the ball away for Trindall, and over he goes. $22-10 kick to come. Sharks on a roll. Craig Howarth, the Hoymate. Happy camper. Your Sharkies are winning. At the moment, still a whole half a footy to go. Hines from out wide. Probably his most difficult kick of the night so far. But he is currently sitting at 100% for the night. This one hooks. And it hooks a long way past the near upright, away to the left. And it remains 22 points to 10. Judah, if this keeps up, you take back the ride thing you said about the Sharks head coach. Yeah, look, I still don't know if Fitzy is... I don't know if Fitzy's the future. Back underway, Kennedy races forward to take the kickoff. Bumps away from Kieran Foran. Foran comes back at him, brings him down. But Will Kennedy is having immense impact from those kick returns, targeting Kieran Foran as Cameron McInnes is ruled out of the contest with a knee injury. Cam McInnes will not be back tonight. Pinoa Blake onto Trindall. Now Talakai in and away from Francis. Francis holds on and brings him down 40 out from the Titans line over on that far left edge. Wilton carries it inside the 30. Fifth and last. The Sharks have gone 61 metres upfield for Trindall to kick. Putting pressure on again. Mulatalo flying through. Well taken at the back by De Groot. Mulatalo waits for him to land and tackles him into touch. Sharks will get the ball back. A result, kicking on the fifth and last. Who'd have thought? It's amazing, isn't it? All these meek and meaningless runs that they've been doing down the blind side. 10 metres out from the line. Here's Hines inside for Burns. Billy Burns will play it. Big little sequence of play here. Leading by 12. Approaching half-time. The premiership minutes. Slow play the ball this one. Set restart. The crash ball for Pinoa Blake. He's a metre short. Plays it quickly. Brayley goes left for Hines. The crash ball for Hazelton. Still half a metre out. Titans defence holding firm for now. Brayley goes back open side for Hines. Trindall will grub her on play two. It sets up in the end goal. Oh, the Sharks have cocked it up. You can't believe it. Billy Burns just had to fall on it. He's knocked it on over the goal line. Trindle put the kick through. Nobody at the back again for the Titans. There were two Sharks leading the chase. And Billy Burns has lost it. They might be looking at the smallest potential of foul play. But I think it was just a contest for the ball there between the Titans and Trindle. What a let-off that is for the Titans. Billy Burns. I'll tell you who would have scored that try. Briton Nikora. He would have scored that try, and he would have been in my multi. What a let-off. Pretty much on the stroke of half-time. Big let-off. Verrills bobbles the ball from dummy half. But he holds on. 4 minutes to go until the half-time break. Oh, this would be massive for the Titans if they could get a try here off the back of that let-off. Big moment it would be. Late offload. Back down the left edge for an inside ball to Brimson. Spins away from the tackle of Kennedy. And he's taken down 20 meters out. Short side play. Numbers to burn on the left for the Titans. But Sami has to step back in field. Fifth and last, just a couple of meters out. Foran. Angling the kick across in front of the post, and it's plucked out of the sky by Teague Wilton, of all people. The Sharks diffuse another poor kick from the Titans. So it's really interesting at the moment. What we've got is we've got the Sharks who are scoring tries off kicks, but then seemingly refuse to put kicks in a lot of the time. And you've got the Titans whose end-of-set kicks have been atrocious, but they keep persisting with them. Maybe they should have a run. Switch roles. The Titans should maybe have a run on fifth and last. As Trindle gets the kick away, De Groot's under it. And he'll bring it back on the Titans' own 30-meter line with 2.5 to go till halftime. The kicks have not been good from the Titans, but you've still got to applaud the effort of the Sharks to defuse them. They could easily be coming up with mistakes in these situations, but they're doing well to hold on. Here's Foran now. Again, they attack this left edge. They've had some success here. Brimson taken down just over halfway. Fotuaika goes out the back for Campbell. They've got a 3-on-2 here, but going into contact. Chris Randall takes the tackle. Fifth and last. Campbell goes down the short side. Goes on a run. Throws it forward. Gets away with it. The kick over the top goes to Hazelton. Sharks back in possession. But there we go. They tried something a little different here on the fifth and last. Didn't bring a result for them, but at least they tried something a little different. Minute and a half left until the break. Slow set this one for the Sharks. I think they're ready to get into the sheds. As Sione Katoa tries to get up and go again, but he's called held. Fraley scoops it up. Blindside they go for Hines. On to Colquhoun. Puts Hiroti in open space. Hiroti grubbers in field. It sits up for Kennedy. And Will Kennedy scores. The Sharks off a kick again. Hiroti with another try assist. He's having a blinder. Kennedy gets a try. They're scoring tries everywhere, but the players I need. It's going to be one of those games. Every single Sharks player is scoring except for the 3 that I need. $26 points to 10. A big try right on the stroke of halftime. From their own 30-meter line, the Sharks ripping the Titans apart on this right edge. As the try is confirmed, should be a simple conversion, this one for Nico. And the Sharks will be up 28-10 at the break. assuming that he does indeed kick it. Time is up on the clock. The siren sounds in the background. And the Sharks, they had a little bit of a lapse when the Titans went back-to-back. But outside of that, it's been a good first half overall for the Sharkies, it must be said. As Hines moves in, puts it down the middle. 28 points to 10. The Sharks, what a lead it is for them at halftime. $28 points to 10. O'Barnacle wants to know a multi for the Broncos Dolphins. I haven't put one on yet. I usually wait to see about 10 minutes before the game starts. I usually wait to put the multis on. But we can have a quick look. I won't put it on yet, but we can have a think about what it might be. I'll tell you who I do like, even though he's playing in the halves tonight, and we're used to him coming on and playing hooker. I reckon Billy Walters is in for a big game. I wouldn't be surprised if Billy Walters gets over. Judah, you were worried, but this has really been a strong show of class by the Sharks. Facing adversity, they rose to the challenge. Been a good first half overall. Yes, that little lapse in the middle they were able to recover from, so you got to give them credit for that, for sure. But yeah, I do reckon Billy Walters has a big one. So let's go for him. On the Dolphins side of things, the Hammers had a couple of weeks where he hasn't scored. Maybe he's due. Trey Fuller's coming into the team. There's some options there, plenty of options. Travis Hansen, ahoy, mate. You hit Hines and Fermor 11-1. Now you need Hiroti and Sami. Oh, Sami got close as well. Do you remember that? Oh, you must have been up out of your seat when Sami was across the line. And ironically enough, it was one of your other boys, Hiroti, who saved that try. I'm still waiting for all four of mine. Mulatalo, Brimson, Wilton, Hiroti. He's having an absolute blinder, isn't he? Hiroti back into the squad. Try assists, line breaks. Having a really good game. All right, what have we got over here on the YouTube chat? Let's see what John Michael's talking about. John Michael, you once farted on a return flight from Doha to Sydney. That's nasty, man. Nasty. You gotta try and let that out before you board the plane, right? I mean, that is the respectful thing to do. You got to try and get all that out before boarding. Who scores for the next game? I still reckon Billy Walters has a big one. He's obviously moving to the halves. We're used to him, as I said, we're used to him coming in and playing hooker, but I reckon he's in for a really big game, Billy Walters. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was there. Dan Jam, ahoy, mate. Is that a new account, Dan Jam? Did you get yourself locked out of your old one? Maddie says, I'm going with Katoa, Walsh, Staggs, and Shibasaki. Jaden Lemon, you were thinking Shibasaki, Walsh, and Mariner. Do I think Alex Johnston will score a try? He'd have to, wouldn't he? He's got to. So what about Billy? Well, I like the sound of Billy Walters tonight. I really do. Monique Martin, ahoy. But yeah, it's not something I normally worry about until about 10 or 15 to go till kickoff. Craig Howarth says all the way with AJ. Yeah, I think so as well. Alex Johnston, he's got a record to chase down. He'll get there. Matty says Fox got 6 tries against the Bunnies 2 years ago. Last game for Penasini and Addo Carr, says Jaden Lemming on the TikTok. $28 points to 10 at halftime here. Big first half overall for the Sharkies. They'll be pretty happy with that effort. Despite a little lapse in the middle, they'll be well pleased, I dare say. All right, halftime here. I got to have myself a quick break before the second half gets underway. 28 points to 10. The Sharks doing the job at the moment, and Nico Hines and Hiroti have been leading the way, I would say. Leading the battle for the man of the match so far, but 40 minutes still to go. Plenty of twists and turns left in this one. I don't think anybody's going to be counting any chickens just yet. We've seen plenty of games so far this season completely flip after halftime. Some of them involving the Titans even. All right, I'll be right back for the second half after this. Dan Jam, welcome to the Bench Warmers. Game ML, if the Sharks line is minus 23.5, does that mean they need to score that or win by it? That means they need to win by 24 points or more. Game ML. Yeah, that's a pretty expansive line. But going all right at the moment. I just thought you had a spanner as well, Dan Jam, is all. I thought you had earned moderator status a long time ago, but I could be mistaken. But either way, thank you so much, Dan Jam. Welcome back to the Bench Warmers, and thank you for your continued support. Oh, you never had a spanner? Can't be trusted? Well, there you go. There you go. My mistake. The Nico Hines and Hiroti have combined to put on a show so far in the first half. A momentary lapse from the Sharks in that opening 40 allowed the Titans to go back-to-back. But outside of that, they're doing what they really should be doing here, the Sharks. Because I did say at the top, if they struggle to put the Titans away, well then, I think we can put a line through them. Vincent Spears Music, ahoy! How are you, mate? Craig Howarth, you're watching two streams at once. The bloke on the other stream is a Titans fan. Definitely a different mood over there. Vincent Spears Music. Ready to see the Titans lose by 13 plus. Well, Vincent, let's be honest, mate. We know our Sharkies very well. They've got to keep it up, don't they? They've got to keep it up in the second half. An impressive first half means absolutely nothing if they don't put this team to the sword. What do you think, Vincent Spears, about the lack of kicking early on the fifth tackle? We were discussing whether it might be a tactic or not from Fitzy. Because when they have put kicks up, it's yielded results. Teams back out for the second half. 28 points to 10, the Sharks leading. Hines leads them out. Jay over there on TikTok. You need Ronaldo. Do you think he scores? I hope so, because I need him too. Michelle needs him as well. We all need Ronaldo. Come on, Mulatalo. Get it done. All right, second half's underway. Titans with the kickoff. Sharks almost miscommunication at the back. As big Dizzy the Egg Hazelton hits it up to the 20-meter line. 28 points to 10. The Sharks in the lead. And oh boy, Sione Katoa is down, clutching at his ankle. I don't know if he can go on. Sione Katoa taking the hit up, falls awkwardly. Campbell Gillard has, okay, I think he might be playing for a hip drop here. Campbell Gillard swings around the back, lands on the ankle. I think there's a little bit of gamesmanship here from Katoa. Not to suggest that he didn't fall awkwardly on the ankle, but I think he's playing for the hip drop penalty here that's not coming his way. He's up and about. He gives the thumbs up. He plays on. Ads, ahoy there, mate. Brayley into Whenua Blake. Spins into contact. And they put him down just short of the 40-meter line. Their own side of halfway here, the Sharks. Brayley back down the short side. Fifth and last on halfway. Trindle has the kicking duties. Puts it into the corner. Not contestable, this one. Easy take at the back for De Groot. And De Groot will run it out to the 30, where he meets Dizzy Hazelton and Whenua Blake in tandem. 28-10, Sharks lead. Emmanuel Vinson, you hope the Broncos come through, but the way things have been this week, it'll be our luck. The Finns cause an upset. Yeah, honestly, I think the Broncos win quite comfortably. I really do. And it's unusual for me to be on the Broncos, right? So up over halfway now on the fifth and last. Foran down the short side. Puts the kick in. Kennedy takes it on the 20. And he heads off down the short side. Kennedy. Another good kick return. He's had a decent night tonight, Will Kennedy. Scoring that try, of course, right on the stroke of halftime. Putting the Sharks in a decent position. Well, more than decent. They went from a decent position to a really strong position. And up over halfway again. A big run from Whenua Blake, charging onto it. Oh, that was Talakai. Oh, god damn it, I get them confused again. This one was Whenua Blake. 20 meters out now on the fifth and last. Brayley to Colquhoun. They're going to run again here. Hines, cut out pass. Katoa spills it. Sione Katoa spills it. And it's a double knock on. The try line was wide open. He still had a lot of work to do. But the line was open. And he'll be disappointed that he hasn't held on to that. What a let-off this is for the Titans. I mean, that could have been a backbreaker right there. That could have been the backbreaking moment. Titus Kuno for the 6 clubs playing today's tips. I strongly believe that Sharks 13 plus, Broncos 13 plus, and Eels 1 to 12. I don't really disagree with too much of that. Through the hands now, Brimson gets away from the first tackle, spins out of another. Taken down now 30 meters out from the Sharks line. Titans looking to head back. Campbell puts the kick up. Contestable ball. Kennedy flies through and takes it on his own 10. But the Sharks, they've got a lot of work to do here this set. Eels 13 plus, says Matty. I think most of us can agree that the Eels will win, right? As Talakai puts a big bump on Phil Sami. I think it might have been in midfield. Talakai has just run straight over the top of some poor soul. Oh, Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. You're joking. Talakai with a big bump off. And Tino's down and out. You don't normally see Tino coming off second best as he wanders off the field for... Oh, no, he's still out there. Thumbs up from the trainer. We might see an independent doctor step in there and get Tino off for the HIA. Yep, there he goes. Independent doctor was all over that. The Titans trainer tried to give the thumbs up, play on. But the independent doctor was immediately onto that. They said, nope, he's coming off. Tino off for a HIA. What a moment that is. That's a big moment. And he's replaced by his brother, Isaac. That was not a glitch on the TV screen that you just saw. If you're seeing the game, it said Fa'asuamaleaui off, Fa'asuamaleaui on. It's not a mistake. It's his brother Isaac who's come on to replace him. Titans back in possession. But for the next, however long it is, 10 or 15 minutes, they'll be without Tino. Down the short side, Brimson brings it up into Sharks territory. 2 left here for the Titans. Campbell in midfield. Shuffles the ball along, and it's an easy read for the Sharks defenders. 5th and last, 40 out. Back to Campbell, puts the kick up. Kennedy coming forward again. The Sharks will let it bounce. Deflects off the Titans and into the hands of the Sharks. Poor end of set there from the Titans. Six minutes gone in this second half. No change to the score. Here's Mulatalo. This is not the end of the field that we need Ronaldo getting involved. We need him down the other end, along with a few other players. Trindle from inside the 40 gets a good angle on this, and it's in behind Brimson, who collects it just a meter out from the try line. Brimson winds up, kicking earlier on tackle 4. Trindle just didn't quite have the angle. Sami finds Brayley and runs at him. Campbell Gillard now taken down just shy of halfway. Verrills up over halfway. 40 meters out from the line. 5th and last, Titans down the short side for Foran. Puts it up in the air. Kennedy's under it. Tracking sideways, takes it 5 meters out. Has to surrender in the tackle as he heads across field. Katoa now a little upright and a little too cross fields. Mulatalo, late pass there, holds it up nicely. Brayley goes quickly, catches some lazy defenders. Difficult set this one, though, for the Sharks. Hazelton takes tackle 5, and they'll need to thump this ball out of here. Hines from well inside the 40. Well, he puts a good purchase on it, but it's an easy take at the back. And Brimson returns it. Titans back in possession. Robert M. asking if the Wallabies game will be on Channel 9. You know what? I'd have to think that it would be, but I can't say that with any authority. I'm sure we'd be able to find out simply. I'll check out the TV guide for Sunday morning. Fermor with the late offload. Here they come, the Titans. They're actually getting some degree of possession here, the Titans, inside the Sharks' half. They need some points at the back end of this, though, you would have to think. Another late offload. Randall spills it behind him. Talakai brings him down, so they've lost some yardage there. Campbell down the short side, 30-yard, puts it high. Contestable kick. Kennedy takes it well again. I don't want to say that he's having a good game, Will Kennedy, because I've already put the mockers on Nico once tonight. I don't want to put the mockers on any other players, as the Sharks at the moment seem to have this one nicely in control. All right, so I am looking at the guide for Sunday morning, the 17th, and I can't see it anywhere there. So it looks like no, Robert M. Huge kick here from Trindle. Pressure on Brimson at the back. Brimson knocks the ball on. Another big kick from the Sharks. Another result. Brimson wants to challenge, I think. Does look like he dropped this one backwards, in fairness. But another big kick and another result. Potentially. Yes, I'm looking through the TV guide, Robert M., and no, it doesn't appear that there's any rugby championship. That is just, wow. I struggle to fathom that. I really do. Dropping the ball big time, Rugby Australia, not having that game on free-to-air. But anyway, 6 again here for the Sharks. A metre out from the try line. Hazelton plays it. Hines to Trindle. They're lined up left. Quick hands. Talakai to Mulatalo. And Ronaldo gets the try. At last. At long, bloody last. A tick off the multi. Mulatalo's over in the corner. The Sharks are up 32-10. Fabulous. At long last. And again, that goes back to a kick. The high ball from Trindle putting pressure on Brimson at the back. Brimson does not deal with it. And the Sharks had a full set of 6 then to work with, 10 metres out. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm perplexed that Rugby Australia don't have that game on free-to-air. Springboks versus the Wallabies. A huge test. $32 points to 10. Kick to come here. Hines from the sideline. Favourite side for right foot kicker. He's bending it back. He bends it through. And it's 34 points to 10. What a conversion from Nico. That was beautiful. Fantastic kick. Jaden says Hiroti will score. You trust him. Well, he's had such a good game. Such a great game. Try assists, a couple of them, I believe. surely he's got to get one himself just to cap what's been a great game. 27.5 remaining. 34 points to 10. Well, there's your 24-point margin, Game ML. At the moment. Oh, Wilton bobbles the ball. He's hit hard in the tackle by Campbell. But he's done well to regather it. Hazelton now, 5th and last. Right on halfway. Look for another big Brimson bomb. Trindle, does he target him? No, he kicks it to De Groot. And De Groot comes away with it. Loses the ball and Hines dives on it. Oh, they've coughed it up again, the Titans. You can't believe it. Well, this time they took the high ball and lose it in contact in the tackle. Things are not going well at all for the Titans at the moment. Nico Hines forcing the mistake, dives on the loose ball. Sharks with another scrum down. Trindle feeds it. Brayley sends it left for Hines. Talakai on the inside line. Brayley heads across in front of the posts. Inside ball. And Rudolph will play it. Out the back for Hines, now left. Cut out ball to Mulatalo. Mulatalo gets a double. Hines with a bullet pass. Right on the chest of Ronaldo, who gets 2 suddenly. He had to wait a long time to get 1, and now he's got 2. 38 points to 10, the kick to come. Sharks on a roll now. Hines with the balls to throw that pass after he's already coughed up an intercept this game. De Groot was nearly onto it. They're putting them to the sword now. This was the performance they needed. Mulatalo gets a second. $38-10 kick to come. DJ Shack says this is more like a Cronulla. Corey says by far Nico's best game all season. Emmanuel Vincent says, my son decided to run through the lounge, yelling, Lecca, accidentally drop kicks the ball through the windows. Oh, dear. Hines puts this one down the middle. More points for Nico tonight. 40 points to 10. The Sharks in the lead. 24 minutes left to go in this one, and then we'll be back. We'll be back for Broncos versus the Dolphin. And Rabbitohs versus the Eels. Back-to-back games coming up after a slight break after this one. Carl, thank you very much for the heart me over there on the TikTok. Very much appreciate that, mate. As Toby Rudolph takes the hit up here for the Sharks. And they've lost the ball on play 1. Oh, don't go off the boil now, Sharkies. Jaden Campbell in space. Gives it to De Groot. De Groot dives for the corner, but the cover defense is across to bump him into touch. Desperation from the Sharks, even though they've surely got this one in the bag. And that's probably advantage over from the knock-on as well. Carl asks when the Cowboys play. You're a Cowboy in the UK. Okay, so the Cowboys will be playing this exact time right now, tomorrow. Well, not exactly this time right now. Exactly this time right now, they'd be 20 minutes into the first half. So take 20 minutes off, go back in time 20 minutes tomorrow. That's when it will be on. Try saver there from the Sharks defense. Who was it? It was Mulatalo who's made the tackle. He's loving life at the moment. Test channel says go the mighty Sharks. Game ML just need the line to hit to win $11. Not much, but it will cover some bets. Hey, they all count, Game ML. They all count. 23 and a half minutes still to go as Tino Fa'asuamaleaui gets ready to come back onto the field, passing his HIA. And that should give the Titans a little bit more punch up the middle. Puru through the hands now out to the right. Here's Hiroti fighting for every single centimetre. Hines now into midfield. Tapua with a good strong carry. He's tackled on the 20. Set restart here for the Sharks. Titans inside the 10. Wilton angling back in towards the posts. And a penalty now to the Sharks. High contact. $40 points to 10. 22 minutes left to play. Sharks are just rolling. Rudolph on the crash ball. Backs into the defense. Inside the 10. Fraley brings it to the left edge. Talakai angles back infield. 5 meters out, play 2. Right on that left upright. Fraley. Cut out pass to nobody, but it's a kind bounce for Hines, who kicks. Hines kicks for the corner. It sets up for Katoa, but it just goes over the dead ball line before Katoa can bat it back in field. Close. But again, no protection at the back from the Titans. Not for the first time tonight. Brimson up in the defensive line. The Sharks not afraid to throw caution to the wind now, that's for sure. Fermor takes it up to halfway. Late offload, dived on by the Sharks. Rudolph has it. Oh, they just can't do anything right at the moment, the Titans. Wilton takes it inside the 40. The Sharks go back on the attack. 30 meters out from the line. Still so long left in this game. I mean, the way that it's going, if the Titans don't tidy things up, they could be looking down the barrel of 60. Forget about 50. It could wind up being so much more. Trindle. Late pass out the back to Kennedy. Kennedy with the pop-up for Katoa. And Katoa unmarked and untouched down the right wing. Glance it over for another try here for the Sharks. 44 points to 10. This is a massacre. If they're not careful here, the Titans, this could be a very embarrassing scoreline. I mean, more embarrassing than it probably already is. 44-10, kick to come. One-way traffic. Robert Patterson says, thought the Titans would pull off the win when they were up 10-6. Yes, at that point, they certainly had a wave of momentum. They just couldn't keep it going. 19 and a half minutes still to play. That's the thing that's just perplexing to me. Still so long. Martin Peter says Sharks will win the game now. Well, you would certainly hope so, wouldn't you? You would most certainly hope. Hines, he's had his kicking boots on. Another attempt from the sideline. He's been using the breeze well, but this time he pushes it out past the near upright. 44 points to 10 it remains. And with 19 minutes to go, the way they've been playing, there's surely still, you would think, 3 tries left in them if they want it. Definitely still got points in them. The Sharks. Titans get us back underway. 44 points to 10. $20 out from their own line now, the Sharks. Katoa. His ankle seems absolutely fine now. Gaza, ahoy mate. Gaza says, yeah, the boys. Sharks all day. And more quick ruck speed here from the Sharks. Up over halfway they go. Hiroti plays it on tackle 4. Brayley breaks away from marker again. Brayley gets the offload back for Kennedy. Numbers to the right. Hines decides to kick him behind again. Sami tracking back. Brimson tracking back. And it's batted dead by Sami, who leads the chase. And he beats Billy Burns to the ball. Shakes his head in frustration because they just can't get anything going here, the Titans. Goal line dropout incoming as Keanu Kinney gets ready to come onto the field. Titans go short with the goal line dropout, and it's taken well by the Sharks and opens up in midfield for Trindle. Tricky. Trindle nearly steals one. He's copped a blow to the head, and this will be a penalty right out in front. Take the 2. Oh, right around the chops there from Sam Verrills. They tap and go, the Sharkies. Numbers to the right, but they angle back in field. Billy Burns will play it. A couple of meters out. Low play the ball. And the crash ball there from Tapua. He's over the line. 48 points to 10. Kick to come to bring up 50. Tapua on the crash ball. The Sharks loving life at the moment. 48 points to 10. Got himself a mismatch, the big forward. Reaches out and plants it down. 50 incoming, and there's still 16 minutes to go. Lachlan Smith says it's embarrassing for the Gold Coast. How are things traveling over on that other station, Craig? If Craig Howarth is still there, curious to know how they're surviving over there. $48 points to 10. Hines from just to the right of the post to make it 50. Puts it down the middle. The Sharks have cracked 50. Still 16 minutes left to play. A long old day for the Titans. I saw something actually earlier on social media about the Titans. They haven't won a day game in like ridiculous amount of time. A long, long time. And it looks like that streak will be continuing as Kennedy takes the kickoff, gives it to the try scorer, Tapua. Stephen P. Kahoy, mate. At least the Titans will win against the Wounded Warriors next week. Ball spills out the back here from the Sharks. Is that 6 more tackles? It is. Hiroti in midfield. Gets up and plays it quickly. Brayley, he's having a blinder. Gives it off to Katoa. Katoa carries out to the 40. Hines to Hiroti, holds the pass up nicely, but it's read well by Sami, jamming in. Tackle 2, but the Sharks are already in Gold Coast territory, ready to put more points on by the looks of them. Tapua with a strong carry. Halfway through the set, Trindle onto Rudolph. Toby Rudolph winds up, carries it inside the 30. 2 tackles left. Rayleigh into Trindle. Puru onto Hines. Numbers to the right. Katoa's in space. Steps off the right foot and scores in the corner. Beats the cover defense. 54 points to 10. The kick to come. Somebody stop the fight. $54-10. Kick to come. Flexa says smashed into pieces. Still 14 minutes remaining as this try is confirmed. 54 points to 10. Wow. Be nice if they gave somebody else a go for the try scorers. Katoa gets 2. Mulatalo's got 2. Hines has got 2. Share it around, boys. $54 points to 10. Wow. I mean, I've got to say that I tipped the Sharks, obviously. But I did not expect them to win this big. This has just been monstrous. Still 13 minutes to go. 60's definitely on the cards. Hines again from the sideline. Pushes it again past the near upright. 54-10 it remains. 60 points is still very much on. Manuel Vincent, they may reach 60. Yes, indeed. Well, hey, what's the leaderboard looking like? Who is our Wasted Water Sports MVP for today? It is... Oh, it's tied on the top at the moment. We've actually got a 5-way tie for our MVP of the game. Judah, Shivian, Gamer Mel, Emmanuel Vincent, Robert M, and Aussie John. That'd be John Michael, I'm assuming. Got a 5-way deadlock at the top at the moment. Let's see. There's still 12 minutes left to see if they can break that deadlock apart. Who's going to be our MVP of the game? As Puru takes it up over halfway here for the Sharkies. 5th and last. Trindle down the short side. Puts the kick up. Pressure on De Groot again at the back. De Groot catches it and he's taken into touch. Oh, the Sharks are all over them with the kicks. Mulatalo chasing through. They just wait for the Titans to take it. Trindle is putting it on a string, landing it just inside the touchline. And Mulatalo can take the player into touch. I mean, it's just so simple, yet so effective. Here come the Sharks again. 11 and a half minutes to go. Can they bring up 60? Hines. The inside ball. 11 minutes left. Plenty of time left. Puru to Hines. Bobbles the ball. Has to surrender in the tackle. 10 meters out. 3 tackles left. Brayley goes infield. Puru takes the tackle. 2 left here for the Sharks. Blow play the ball, that one. They come down this left edge. Trindle, intercept, and away goes Jaden Campbell. Length of the field. Kennedy coming across. Steps inside Kennedy. Steps inside the second chaser. And he's brought down on the 40-meter line. Didn't have the pace to go the distance there, Jaden Campbell. But the Titans have got some front foot ball. Isn't that interesting? Another intercept. It's been their main source of attack, really, against the run of play. Sami gets the offload. Nobody's paying attention here for the Titans. Campbell, Gillard notices just in time. Boy, that sums up the Titans' day, though. The offload comes out the back, and everybody's looking at each other with no idea that the ball was just sitting there. Crimson with the double pump. Harbour Bridge ball over the top to Kinney. Kinney steps off the left, and he's taken down 10 meters out. Still plenty of tackles up their sleeve. Brimson onto Foran. Foran heads sideways. Links up with Campbell. Campbell just stalls. Takes the tackle. 3 left. Fa'asuamaleaui to Campbell Gillard. Backs into the defense. Gets the arms free. Gets a late offload away. The kick in behind the line, and it's scooped up by Trindle. Sharks back in possession. 9 minutes left to play. $54 to 10. Vanua Blake. Oh, it's Talakai again. Bumping off one. Puts the big fend off. Bumps off a second. Talakai can't be stopped. Tackled just outside the 20. What a performance it's been from Talakai. Basically, the players who needed to step up for the Sharks have stepped up tonight. Another intercept here. And breaking away is Phil Sami. Phil Sami will get the consolation try. Will Kennedy, he's had a great game up until that point. Spills the ball straight into the hands of Sami. And an intercept try against the runner play again. It's the only time that they've looked likely. $54-14, kick to come. Sami plants it down. As the Sharks have quite obviously well and truly shut up shop. 54 to 14. Innocent anglerfish, ahoy mate. Still 7 minutes left to go in this one. We could see some more points. A try either way. Jaden Campbell pushes this one to the right, but it angles back in. 54 points to 16. An understandably very despondent looking Desi Hasler up there in the coach's box. Where to now for him? Certainly don't think any of this is his fault. Oh, Robert M says, who gets man of the match? For me, it's Nico. Yeah, I mean, look, it often goes to the halfback, doesn't it? On the back of a performance like this. But I think Hiroti is worthy of a mention. Talakai's been immense as well. But it will almost undoubtedly, in a game like this, where it's just a complete blowout, it's pretty much almost undoubtedly will go to the halfback, which would be Nico Hines. Says, now Brimson breaks away. Brimson's in space. Draws in Kennedy. But Keanu Kinney's dragged down. Desperation from Sione Katoa. Here come the Titans again now. Brimson onto Foran. Campbell with the cutout pass onto the chest of Francis. Francis steps back in field. 2 tackles left here for the Titans. They might have a flurry of points at the end. Campbell Gillard settles it down in midfield now. 5th and last. 10 metres out. Left they go for Foran. Cut out pass to Fermor. Read well by the Sharks defence. And Hines brings him down. That will be a handover. Five and a half left to play. 54 points to 16. Big performance here from the home side. One that they needed. They needed to put a score on the Titans. As Mulatalo spills it on tackle 1. They've gone completely off the boil here at the back end, the Sharks. The job was done. They've shut up shop. Mulatalo spills it. Here come the Titans for some more consolation points. For Fa'asuamaleaui, a metre short. Inside the final 5 minutes, they break left. Berrells to Brimson, who switches direction back to Foran in midfield. Campbell now jigging around in front of the posts, and he's taken down 10 metres out. Foran, inside ball for Campbell Gillard. He's picked up and dumped in the tackle. Halfway through this set, Berrells from dummy half. The crash ball onto the chest of Josh Paxton. And Josh Paxton will score another consolation. They'll be disappointed in this, the Sharks. This late flurry of points from the Titans. The Titans are bagging some consolation points. Still 4.5 minutes left to play. And again, I mean, you just can't afford to shut up shop. Professional rugby league is just too intense and momentum is too big. You just can't afford to clock off like this. They'll be disappointed with the back end. It really, honestly is souring what's been an otherwise huge performance that they needed to deliver. New channel, ahoy there, mates, as Campbell from right in front pops it over to make it 54 points to 22. Three minutes 40 left to play. Can they jag enough? Oh, hang on. Game of Mel. 24 points Game of Mel needs the margin to be. I'm sussing out the score here. I think she's safe. I think she's still safe. Jaden loves Zoe. Ahoy there. You needed Fanua Blake for $700. Oh, bugger. Bummer, eh? Yes, unfortunately, we did not get Fanua Blake crashing over up the middle tonight. Three and a half left to play. Foran down the short side. Goes out the back for Brimson. Brimson bends the line again. He's been strong since he's got more heavily involved here at the back enders. Now, the Titans break through again. Campbell Gillard back to Campbell. Jaden Campbell gets up and goes again. Zero tackle. It was touched by the Sharks. Foreign to Fa'asuamaleaui. Something like that. Sorry, I got a bit tongue-tied. Fa'asuamaleaui. Paston already got one try. Toby Rudolph looks to rip it away. 1-on-1 steal. Toby Rudolph has it back for the Sharks. DJ Shack says, irrespective of the score, it's a much-needed win for the Sharks. Yeah, absolutely. And a performance they needed to put in, too. They needed to win and win big, basically. It didn't matter so much. I mean, they'll be disappointed with the lapse at the back end. But, I mean, they still won big. They had such a buffer. It'd be very harsh to be disappointed. Fifth and last now. Trindle puts the kick in. De Groot tracks across and takes it. Gives it off to Brimson. Brimson onto Kinney. Kinney with the left boot. Steps back in field. Burns brings him down. Pressure shifts to Brisbane. Oh, no. Pressure shifts to the Dolphins. Trying to fight their way back into the top 8. Penalty here to the Titans. 1.5 minutes to go. Can they come up with some more points? Randall taken down 30 meters out. Berrells goes left. Out the back for Foreign. Fermor now with the loose pass. Sits up at the back for Kinney, but they've lost quite a few meters. Halfway through the set now, inside the last minute. Sami. Taken down 30 meters out. Slow play the ball. Foreign again to Campbell, who slips into contact. Fifth and last, 30 seconds to play. Foreign puts the kick up. Contestable ball. Katoa loses it forward. Hines is offside. And this will be Titans ball. They will get the last say. A penalty for Hines being offside. And yeah, the Sharks, they just went completely to sleep in the final few minutes, didn't they? But the job was done, in fairness. This will be the last play of the match. 5 seconds remain. Foreign has it. 10 out from the line. Campbell to Kinney out the back. Kinney steps off the right. Steps back off the left. And he's taken down 8 meters out. Full time here. 54 points to 22. The Sharks have annihilated the Titans. A win that they absolutely needed to have. And it needed to be as convincing as it was. $54 points to 22. Oh, boy. Too many try scorers for the Sharks to run through, but Titans try scorers was De Groot got one. Phil Sami got one. Bo Fermor and Josh Paxton. Sammy Salsa says, go all in on the Bronx, 13 plus. Thank me later. Yeah, I do think the Broncos win. I do think the Broncos win. On the live ladder, the Sharks in 6th place. And Hines with 22 points. Looks like he has got the nod for man of the match. Speaking of man of the match, who have we got? We have finished up with a 6-7. A 7-way tie. Nobody was able to break clear at the front. We have got a 7-way leaderboard tie here for our MVP of this game. Judah Shivian, I suppose, in the tiebreaker would be whoever got there first, I guess. And according to the algorithm, Judah Shivian got there first, Gamer Mel in second, and Emmanuel Vincent in third. But all the way down to 7th place, you were all tied. Judah, Gamer Mel, Emmanuel Vincent, John Michael, Tyler Powell, DJ Shack, and Robert M. Wow. A 7-way tie. All right, Western Water Sports, 54 points to 22 here. The Sharks with a much-needed big victory at home against the Titans. And we have got the Broncos versus the Dolphins coming up next after a short break. About half an hour it is between games. So actually on YouTube, for those interested, I believe it will automatically transfer you over there. But as I said, it's still about half an hour away. But, yeah, look, I'll set it up, the redirect, over to the Broncos-Dolphins game. And then we've got, of course, the Eels versus the Rabbitohs coming up as well. And then there's a very big break in between games when we'll be back for the Springboks versus the Wallabies. Looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm devastated to find out that that's not on free-to-air television. That's they've really dropped the ball there, Rugby Australia, by not airing that. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me here on this one. The Sharks, too good over the Titans, 54 points to 22. And we'll catch you back in about half hour's time for the Broncos versus Dolphins, the Battle of Brisbane. The Battle of Brisbane, Australia. Catch you guys soon. Cheers.